Welcome to Perspectives El Paso. I'm Professor Leon Blevins, Professor of Government at El Paso Community College. For those of you that have watched this show on a regular basis, you probably noticed that I do not do very many programs on sports. The commercial media is involved very much with competitive sports and reporting about different teams that are playing and so on. And so we don't do those, but the programs I have done on sports have to do with community service organizations that work with young people primarily in different sports fields and helping to raise scholarship money. So I have the perfect team on the program for today because they are raising money and developing sports programs. It's called Team Sports Alliance Unlimited. I have with me Cliff Ferby. Cliff, glad to have you here.
Yes, sir.
And Marshal Cowell.
Nice to meet you, Professor Leon.
Good to have you here.
Likewise.
I became acquainted with Marshal, I guess, definitely,
Yes.
at a Black Roundtable meeting in this building at Community College just several weeks ago, and indicated an interest in having him on the program. And so we're glad that you were able to work out your schedule today and
greatly
come and talk
appreciate
to
it.
us about this.
Thank you.
First, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk to Cliff. A little bit about you. Where are you from, and how did you end up in El Paso?
That's a long story.
Make it short.
Yeah, make it short. Okay. Well, Professor Leon, I am from Phoenix City, Alabama, born there in 1967. I've been around the world a lot by way through the Army.
Okay.
Actually, when I finished high school back in 1985, I actually joined the Army in '87, and been in for like over 20 years. I retired back in 2007 right here in El Paso.
Okay.
And so basically that's how I came here to the city.
Well, I was born in Memphis, Tennessee back in 1961. I was raised in Chicago, Illinois. I'm retired military as well. I spent more than 24 years on active duty. Retired back in 2004. Again, I traveled the world as well, like Marshall have, and been to Journey, been to Korea. And we've made our home here. My wife and I, and my daughter, we made our home here in El Paso back in 1997. Was when we came down from Fort Lewis, and we've been here in El Paso since 1997. My son is in the Air Force right now, and matter of fact, he's getting ready to get promoted this Friday.
Wow.
He's going to get promoted to senior airman, and we're going to travel to San Antonio this Thursday to be there for his promotion.
Well, you tell him we all send him congratulations.
We'll do, yes, sir.
Right.
You're proud, aren't you?
I most certainly am.
Good. Well, your stories are very familiar about people coming here with Fort Bliss and then deciding to stay here. There's a lot to be
Absolutely.
said about El Paso.
Yes.
Now then, tell us about how you got into sports. Did you play sports in high school?
Absolutely. I played sports in high school, but I had a little issue also with sports due to the fact of going from one state to the other. As a junior in high school in Phoenix City, my parents decided they wanted to move to a different state. So, and in doing so, me getting transferred to a different state such as Georgia, there are different requirements that had to take place.
Right.
So it kind of limited me from going in through my academic year as far as with the other high school that I
fully
actually
developing
attended.
your talents because it was disrupted. Did you play sports?
Yes, I did. I played basketball in high school. I've been coaching here in El Paso, the City League, since 2002. And I started coaching my son when he was small, and I currently coach the 7th graders, the El Paso Heat 7th graders, in the Dream Arena League.
Wow.
Really enjoy working with kids and develop a training program, education program with them as well. We talk about different concepts like leadership and teamwork and discipline.
Right.
You know, I enjoy coaching kids as far as basketball is concerned, but I also like sharing life lessons with them. And things along those lines as well.
Well, we know not everybody that gets into sports is going to be a professional and make a living at it, but you teach them all of these life lessons is what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Now tell me about this organization.
And that basically how Team Sports Alliance actually came about. To be blunt, it normally started when my wife and I, we came here with our kids back in 2005. Our kids are very heavy in sports. my son played actually basketball with his middle school all the way up through high school. Started here in middle school in Northeast. He finished playing ball with Jefferson High School. His name is David Bowens.
Okay.
So many of the community may know him, who is also, he's in ROTC at UTEP right now as a senior ROTC at UTEP. But what took place during the City League, Summer League teams, my wife and I, we noticed when we were participating in all those different sports, there was a lot of young people that was there wanting to participate, but they couldn't. And one of the main reasons was because of the financial situation that their parents was actually in. So the kids had great talent, but being sometimes playing summer sports, it costs a lot of money.
Right.
And a lot of the young people or their parents don't have that kind of funds. So what my wife and I, we would do, we would help those kids out. No one ever knew anything about it. You know, we'll just do it like under the table just to help them out. Right. But as we went through this year after year, we started seeing that there was a trend of a lot of young people with a lot of talent, but yet in order to enhance the athletic in a certain sports, they couldn't participate. So what we started doing, we will either buy their plane tickets so they can travel. We will buy their equipment for them so they have equipment to use. We'll do several different things. So then one day we decided, why don't we just go ahead and start some type of program to be able to help these kids, and also, believe it or not, a lot of older people as well. So we started this program and we called it Team Sports Alliance. In that program, what we do is basically we go out into the community. We go to a lot of the venues, events that take place in town, and we do different types of fundraisers. An example would be Cohan Stadium or UTEP. We will go out to Cohan Stadium when it was very active, and we will do concessions, and then we will take those funds as we get them and give it either to a group or to an individual a kid. Another thing we do, we also have a lot of those different groups that will come out to do volunteer work, and when they do that volunteer work, we will take that money also and give it to their particular team, whether it's with the high school or the middle school team, whether even with the UTEP or the ROTC. We just decided to come up with different ways of trying to help give back to the community. And on top of that, one of our main goal was also to teach those young people also how to become great citizens. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that, not only did it give them opportunity to be able to participate in different activities, sports activity, but again, in that process, we also start mentoring those young people. And we talk to them about leadership, team building, becoming a great big brother or big sister in the community, and also keeping them. Sometimes when a lot of kids are actually out of school in the summertime, a lot of them tend to get in trouble. Yeah. So what we did, we just tried to develop a way to keep those young people very, very busy, but busy in a positive way and very in a friendly environment. And so, although we started Team Sports Alliance like that, we kind of renamed it and started calling it TSA Fundraising. TSA Fundraising started pulling in, started getting attention from other organizations such as like Walmart, Sam's, some of the university here in the community will come and give us funds so we can donate it and give it to either these groups or these young people.
Well, you put in the name there what one of the purposes was that would attract them perhaps to help you out.
Absolutely.
Now, Cliff, how did you get into this?
Well, one of the things that I like about TSAU is that it's a nonprofit organization, and it's an opportunity to give back to the community. I've been in education for 13 years now, and I've also been in sports for the past 11 years. So it's a great opportunity for me to come on with Dr. Cowell. I've personally been out to some of the fundraising events at the Sun Bowl, at the Don Haskins Center, and I see the opportunity there to really give back to the youth, not only on the sports side of the house, but also on the education side of the house.
Now, you've been doing this long enough to have had some students in the past. Are some of these now coming to you and say, what can I do to help you?
Absolutely, Professor Leon. A lot of those young people do that today, and it's truly a blessing. And just going back and looking at seeing them when they was actually younger, like in middle school, and now they're like out of high school. Some of them are in college. Some going to play professional sports. And many of them will come back sometime during the summer and donate their time, you know, and that's truly a blessing. And give back to those young people as it was given back to them.
Okay.
But one thing now, what TSAU is doing now is that now we're in the process of actually starting an accredited university. We're right now we are tutoring. We're helping a lot of young people that are having problems also in school. Whether it's math, English, or different subjects, we are now beginning to tutor those individuals. So here within the next 2 years, hopefully the goal is for TSAU to become a full accredited university. And I think that we're actually on the right track to make that happen. We have went around the country and to establish a unique group of people, doctors from different backgrounds, you know, to assist us. Doctors in education, was in sports medicine, doctors in psychology, all of them working together to meet this common goal, to find a way to make the community or the country as a whole as you know, a great place to be. And it's all started with our young people.
Yeah.
You know. Yes.
Cliff, let me ask you this question. How does the money that's collected get to specific individuals that are involved in this program? Do they go through an application process, background check process? How do you get that money from point A to point B?
Well, that's where Dr. Cowell and his wife, they basically handle the dispersion of the funds. I know he's made a lot of contacts here in El Paso with the various groups. So what I've seen out at the fundraisers that you would have maybe some high school coaches. Matter of fact, we were working with a high school coach from, I think it was Austin High School. So what would happen is there would be certain demographics of coaches or organizations here in El Paso that has a need of fundraising. They're getting ready to travel out of town. They're preparing for a tournament, etc. And those would be the folks that would qualify for, you know, a scholarship or being able to be participants in a fundraising event.
Okay. Have you been on some of the out-of-town trips with some of these young people?
Absolutely. Actually, the last one we attended was in Maryland. Majority of the time we go not only, we participate in a lot of the track and field events, my wife and I, although we're also involved with baseball, basketball, and all the rest. The reason that our heart is, not that the others are not so important, our heart is in track and field because majority of our kids, you know, actually went through their summer training in track and field, although they play other different sports.
And some of them can suit up cheaper with track and field than they can with some of the other sports. Is that correct?
Right. Well, that's true. Absolutely. That's true. That's true. Because a lot of other sports, like even being a cheerleader, costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
you know, just being a cheerleader. You know, and sometimes the parents can't afford to give their kids those luxuries that they will love them to have.
Right.
And therefore, that's what we come in at to try to assist them. You know, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity to be able to do that because I remember growing up, you know, on the south side of Chicago, not having uniforms.
Right.
We would just show up and, you know, be kind of, you know, in t-shirts, shorts, or whatever. But these kids had the opportunity to have some real nice uniforms, can go and compete in these various events and tournaments and really have this sense of pride and motivation, being able to be well dressed and go out there and compete and really enjoy it.
Right. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't bring this up. It may sound like a negative, but just south side of Chicago recently, a little league team went all the way, won the big prize, and then were disqualified because of some of the sponsors. Talk about how you deal with sponsors or people that want to get involved in helping you, and you might see them cutting some of these corners. What are your checks on these things?
You know what, Dr. Leon, first of all, those kids really worked their heart out to get to where they was at. But what took place outside of their game, I personally, this is just my personal opinion, should not have no effect on how those kids went through the process of winning that championship. Those older, should I say, the mentors or whether they're coaches, maybe they made some mistakes, and which cost those little league teams to have something that they actually was rewarded taken away from them.
The community still saying,
Yes.
you are our champions.
Yes,
you are
absolutely.
our champions, regardless
You
of
know,
what these adults
so
did.
they're not even the community. They're the country champions.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Right.
but just to take something away from them like that, you know, I felt that it was unjust. I mean, I think the punishment was done to the wrong individuals.
Yeah.
You know, it should not have been done to that little league team.
Well, I have the same
Yes.
feeling. Our
Yes.
opinions are exactly the
Yes.
same on that.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a process that you've got to go through, you know, to make sure that you dot all your I's and cross T's
yeah.
going into
There are
into
rules.
tournament.
Yes,
yes, and
absolutely.
you've got to abide by those rules and policies and procedures that's in place, and that's the adults. You know, that's the
Yes.
adults that's coaching to make sure that hey, everybody is from this area. You know, that was one of the things that they brought in a kid from, or several kids from another area outside the area demographics or whatever. But it's the adults that has that responsibility to make sure that, you know, all the kids are the appropriate age and proper demographics and all of that. So it was unfortunate. I saw that in the news, and, you know, I really kind of felt for the kids, you know, that now we went out and did this big thing, and now we've got all this negative press coming back on us because we didn't follow the rules.
Okay, tell me about some of the positive press that you've had in El Paso, Texas.
Some of the positive press.
Some of the positive press that your organization has had in El Paso, Texas.
Well, this is one right here.
Okay. We get you on a television show.
Well, some of the positive press that Team Sports Alliance have received was actually from UTEP. TSA has done a lot with the colleges at UTEP. For example, I bring up this because my son is in ROTC.
Right.
Although he was not in ROTC when this actually took place. But ROTC was one of the first organizations that actually rewarded TSA for actually helping them to raise funds for their particular cause. You know, they do a lot of things. A lot of those students there, whether they're proud service, you know, or actually live here in the community, a lot of them have to go out and purchase different items and things out of their own pocket. So what we did, TSA got involved with those young people in ROTC and showed them how the way that they can actually raise funds for their cause, and you know, and in return they rewarded us with our first plaque, you know, from the community. Wow. So.
Well, you're a relatively new organization, right?
Yes, we actually started actually in around 2010, you know, and things was a little slow, but still, you know, in an organization starting off, things be kind of slow. Right. But we stayed on because we know what the goal was at hand, is actually take care of those who couldn't take care of themselves or couldn't help themselves, and that was the main purpose of it.
Well, you need to give us a telephone number, maybe a website, so people can go on the internet and they could read some things there, and maybe you get some ideas of what they could do.
Okay.
Okay.
There are actually, I can do that right now. There are actually two different websites you guys can go to for those that may be interested.
Okay.
You can go to tsauonline.net, or you can go to teamsportsalliance.net.
Okay.
So you can go to those and you can find a lot of good research on what Team Sports Alliance do.
Okay. Is there a telephone number you want to give for contact?
If you want to, you can contact me at area code 915-261-9651.
Maybe we'll get some contacts for you.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll get some contributions for you.
That would be great as
awesome.
well. That would be great. That would be great. Great, appreciate it.
Or get some volunteers that will help you with the young people that you're
Absolutely.
working
And for
with.
those that may even trying to find a way to make funds for their own particular cause, and they need some help, so they can come and give us a call, and we'll help them out.
Good.
Yep.
Cliff, what else?
You know, I think the vision of TSA is very innovative. We've talked about the sports aspect, and now there's a vision to start the education piece, the tutoring aspect of TSAU. Not only do we want to provide services here in El Paso, but also on a national scale and even international. We've interviewed some 30 instructors from across the country that we're going to bring on to teach and to tutor students online in a 6-week format, 40-hour contact. Matter of fact, we also have an instructor out of Canada, Dr.
Absolutely.
Hamid, who's she's interested in coming on board. So not only here in El Paso to provide these services, but take TSAU nationally, if not global.
Do you have any face-to-face tutoring? If you do, where does that take place?
Yes, we do have face-to-face tutoring, but it would only take place here first in El Paso.
Right, certainly.
So yes. So
But where in El Paso?
Right now we have 2 locations. We have in the Northeast at one of the hotel conference room off of Northeast by the movie theater here.
Okay.
And we also have in downtown area at Wells Fargo's bank.
Okay.
And most likely will be on the 6th floor, 6th or the 7th floor of the Wells Fargo.
Certain subjects that you tutor in, you have to focus, I know.
Yes, we focus on the basic, Dr. Leon, that a young person may need to help them in school, and also we go beyond that. We not only that, but we focus on sports medicine, sports entertainment. We also focus on professional classes as well for those organizations that want to train some of their employees or some of their managers or supervisor in certain particular skills and to get certified in it. We also do that as well. So, if any organization out there need, for example, want to train their employees, let's say on equal opportunity situation, or how to lead do team building concept inside the organization. We also do that as well, and we have put the right people in place to make all that happen. We have brought people on board that have like master's and doctorate degrees and things of that nature that are professional in their particular field to make sure this happen successfully.
Well, you've taken a big bite out of this apple. The clock is only so big, 24
Absolutely.
hours a day.
Absolutely, yes.
How do you pace yourself? How do you decide what you're going to do next?
I mean, we sit and discuss, and have a plan of execution as far as what we want to do. When we want to interview. Matter of fact, I think we have a interview in the morning with a doctor from Missouri area, Kansas City, Missouri, Iowa area, that's interested in coming on board with TSAU. So it's just a matter of planning and being organized and understand, how to get from point A to point B and C and D and go down the line. So we meet and discuss what we want to do in the time frame that we want to do it. I think the classes are scheduled to start sometime in April. So we're lining everything up as far as all the interviews, getting all the HR documentation for the instructors and building the platform and et cetera. So, and both of us have experience in education. My background, I was a campus center director. I was also an academic director. I was an executive director. Dr. Cowell, he has this degree in business administration. So as far as the educational piece, we know we need instructors. We have some list of some 56 courses right now, from fundamental of reading, fundamental of writing, fundamental of math, fundamental of algebra, fundamentals of management,
wow.
et cetera. So we have a long laundry list, and we've decided that those are the courses that people would need, whether that's K through 12, whether that's in college, whether that's someone that's in the business world. So that's how we formulated the list of courses that we would think that a student, kindergarten up to the 12th grade, even into college, and also in the business world in various organizations.
Okay, I'm a young person. I've been hanging back. I know I need to do something with my life. Give me your best pitch. We have 2 minutes. Tell me what I need to do.
First of all, what do you like to do there, Professor Leon?
Well, I kind of like basketball.
Okay, you like basketball.
Yeah.
Well, if you like, so do you want to enhance your education there?
I'd rather play basketball.
You rather play basketball? Well, if you rather play basketball, we can do that for you to include, give you a little extra by just enhancing your education.
I need to take some classes and.
Absolutely, you can take some classes with us, and also we can.
How long is a class?
The class itself is 6 weeks.
6 weeks class.
6-week class.
And
Yes,
then I
sir.
get to play ball.
You get to play ball, but you not with a college. But what you can do, you can come on board with us, and we do have inside at least the city of El Paso, we have different coaches that are looking for maybe some assistant coaches, or maybe we need young people at a certain age to get on certain teams to participate in certain sports. So
You have convinced me.
thank you so much,
Marshal,
Yes, sir.
Cal, Marshal Cal, and
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Cliff
Thank you so
Ferby.
much.
You have
Yeah.
convinced me. And if I can't
Thank
do
you.
that, maybe I can contribute a little bit of money.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching another program called Perspectives El Paso. We've had some wonderful guests. Tune in for another one in the future.